70, if you have a third, can you send us a third, please? I have a person filming, a cop watcher.
We'll get an intel product put out on with a standing order from command that these people don't do exactly what you tell them to on first command. They are to be arrested.
And I would back up away from my car. Stand over there or you're going to be placed under arrest. Stand by that tree, you're interfering. If you don't stand by that tree, you're interfering with my lawful duty. If you don't stand by that tree, you are interfering with my investigation. If you don't stand by that corner of that tree, you're going to be placed under arrest for interference.
All you guys have guns and tasers. Okay. She called all you guys here and lied to you guys. She said I was interfering. Texas Penal Code 38.15 interference says I have to do something physically to interfere. I have to be in between her and what she's doing. I was on the outside.
On March 4th, 2022, former disgraced Arlington police officer Stacy Brown was patrolling Cooper Street in Arlington, Texas, when she allegedly saw a car swerving and decided to stop it for a DUI investigation. Things took a bizarre turn when she saw Carolina in Fort Worth and me recording her from a safe distance. She lost her mind, called Code 3 for backup, and tried to have me arrested. But her supervisor stepped in and stopped her. That didn't stop Stacy Brown from writing a false affidavit months later to get a judge to issue a warrant for my arrest, which I beat her case and I recently got a settlement for her unlawful arrest. But before we dive into that, let's check out the never-before-seen body camera footage from that night.
Hello. Hi. Officer Brown, Arlington Police. The reason I'm stopping is you kept weaving in and out of your lane.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Well, you got your ID with you?
I do.
Where are y'all coming from tonight?
Ellaby's.
Where's that?
From a restaurant.
A restaurant?
Yeah.
How much have you had to drink while you were there?
I was the entertainment. I'm the singer.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I asked the driver how much she had to drink tonight.
I didn't have much to drink.
Okay. What's not much?
I just don't know this area.
Okay.
So I was trying to figure out where I was supposed to go, right? So you want my ID?
Yes, please. 670, you can start it back. Thank you, ma'am. You have your insurance?
Yeah.
You still live in Bedford on Parkview?
Yeah.
Okay.
I still live there. And my...
Here, you handed me some stamps with your ID accidentally there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There you go. That might be it right there. Thank you, ma'am. And this one's dated until February 4th, and it's now March. You got the more current paper?
Probably not.
If not, I can look on my computer.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a second. Let me look on my computer.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be right back. Why is that doing that? Okay. 70, if you have a third, can you send us a third, please? I have a person filming, a cop watcher. Back up away from my car. Stand over there or you're going to be placed under arrest. Stand by that tree, you're interfering. If you don't stand by that tree, you're interfering with my lawful duty. If you don't stand by that tree, you are interfering with my investigation. If you don't stand by that corner of that tree, you're going to be placed under arrest for interference. Yes, I do. Stand by that tree. Do not come any closer. Do not stand any closer from that tree or you will be placed under arrest for interference. That tree right there. I'm conducting an investigation. Stand by that tree. Stand by that tree or you're going to be placed under arrest.
Turner versus driver says
Stand by that tree or you're interfering with my investigation. Do not go past that. Do not go past that point.
You put your hands on me, you will get sued. You go right ahead and take my day.
Ma'am, I don't want you standing right there. Ma'am, you need to stand over there by the tree or you're going to be placed under arrest. No, you're interfering with my investigation. Stand over there. Stand over there, you're going to be placed under arrest.
How am I interfering with you?
Ma'am, Turner versus
Stand over there, you're going to be interfering with my investigation. When I give you a location to stand, if you don't comply, that's interfering.
Just because you
Keep going.
Supervisor here
Off the
now.
curb, off the curb.
Supervisor
Off,
now.
off the curb. On the grass over there. On the grass over there.
Supervisor now. Get your supervisor here
I am a
now.
supervisor.
You are out of control.
Stand over there. Stand in the grass over there.
Turner versus
Stand in the grass over there. You're interfering with my public duties. I'm telling you where to stand. If you don't stand where I'm telling you to stand, you're interfering. Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
670. Can you have my backup code, please? I got 2 people now circling me, filming.
Supervisor now.
No, I just need a couple units here. If you got a supervisor available, go and have him around as well, please.
Supervisor here now.
I want y'all on that curb over there. If you don't get on that curb, you will be placed under arrest for interfering. This grass area over here is where I want you to stand. If you get any closer, you're considered interfering with my investigation.
You don't know what you're talking
Yes, I do.
No,
You've been told where to stand. You're about to be placed under arrest.
Your supervisor here
Yep.
now.
Stand not in the parkway, right there, sir, and don't come any closer.
Supervisor here now.
Don't come any closer.
I want your name and badge number and supervisor. Name and badge number. And your policy. Hi.
Keep them off the pavement on that corner.
She refuses to identify, sir.
If they come back on the pavement, they're going to be placed under arrest for interfering because they've already been warned.
Have you ever heard of Turner versus Driver, sir? That gives us the right to do what we're doing. You cannot tell us where to stand. I want her name and badge number and her supervisor now. I am filing an on-site complaint on her. What's your name and badge number, sir? You guys don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, well, you don't want to listen to me. Again, I've made it clear.
Interference is Texas Penal Code 38.15. That says I have to do something physical to interfere. Me standing right there is not interference, sir.
Step on the pavement.
I want your supervisor here now.
No, I don't
Yeah.
respond to what you tell me. Okay?
You're going to get your supervisor here. Supervisor. Are you the supervisor? I need these people's supervisor. They're telling me if I take one step, I'm going to get arrested for interference. Texas, thank you, sir. This guy knows what he's talking about. You guys are idiots. Texas Penal Code 38.15 says interference is a physical activity. I want that lady's name and badge number now. I want to file an on-site complaint on that lady right there. She threatened me with violence and arrest. I was standing where you're standing. She says, if you don't get on that curb, and I moved back just because she was reaching for her gun and stuff. But I don't have to. She cannot tell me I had to move over 2 feet.
2 feet is like ridiculous. We're just standing here.
At first she said, you talking, because the lady was talking to me in the car. She said, you talking to them is interfering. The city of Houston versus Hill says my speech cannot be interference. Okay? She does not know what she's talking about, and she's ordering me around like a dog. I want to file an on-site. Are you her supervisor? I want to file an on-site complaint on her and him. Neither one of them know what they're talking about. This is ridiculous. Turner versus Driver says we can film. You guys.
What? I mean, why do they always have to make us move like a foot? It's like, a foot. I mean, it's 1 foot. It's like, come on, man. We're standing right there on that thing right there. What's the difference between that thing right there and the grass? Calm down, lady.
Why are they? This is the First Amendment. This is freedom of the press. If I can walk on the other side of that car if I want to. This lady's out of control, man.
Driver out.
Turner versus Driver.
Take the driver out of the car.
Ma'am, you don't know what you're talking about, ma'am. I have to be in between her and the driver to be interfering. That's Texas Penal Code 38.15. It also says speech cannot be interference. I already have 2 lawsuits over this penal code. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I need to check to make sure she's not intoxicated. But then he walked up on my right side. She walked up on my left side.
Okay.
I told him to stand on that curb. He's been more the aggressor. She's been listening, but he's come over several times when I've told him where to stand.
Okay.
Just keep him on that ground over there. I need one person with me. I'm sorry, you got some people wanting to film us and getting too close to my car.
Ma'am, you don't know what you're talking about, man.
Hey, you gotta stay over there, man.
And Turner versus driver. I'm the press. You guys are supposed to be transparent. I know I can film. She cannot tell me where I can stand. Well, I have the right to film it. But she's trying to obstruct me. Well, I appreciate your calm and cool demeanor.
Yeah.
I do. Because she came out all aggressive and threatening. And
So you just never double circumcised. Prepared to hurt. All right, man.
so, hey, since you talk to me in a calm and cool way, I'm going to chill out. I appreciate you, man. Somebody needs to explain to her that she cannot tell people where to stand. Interference is a physical act. I have to be in between her and the driver to be interfering. That's Texas Penal Code 38.15. It also says speech cannot be interfering. I already have 2 lawsuits over I know what I'm talking about.
Hey, you don't have to do a field sobriety test. Reject it. Don't do it. Don't do the field sobriety test.
Yeah, you do not have to take the test, man.
Don't take it. Don't consent to the field sobriety test.
Sober people don't pass those tests, man.
Don't take the field
If you're
sobriety
being
test.
honest with me and telling me you've had, he was actually, when I got here, like coming up to my
I-
car.
I don't
She
live
was
over
actually
here.
over.
I
Not, not you.
I don't
She was
live
over here, so I had to get back
I
up.
don't
That's
know
fine.
the area. So yeah, I probably was weaving because I'm trying to figure out where I'm going.
That gentleman was the one asking for a supervisor.
Okay.
He wouldn't stand where I was asking.
Okay. Did you need to talk to supervisor, sir?
Huh?
Did you ask to talk to a supervisor?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to step over here and talk to me?
No, I'm going to stay right here and
Okay.
film what's going on.
Okay. Do you want to talk to me or?
Is that lady officer right there refused to identify? She gave me a shitload of unlawful orders.
Okay.
And I want to file an on-site complaint on her.
Okay. What's your complaint exactly?
She threatened me with arrest if I didn't stand over there by that tree, and I don't
Okay.
have to go stand by that tree. And she literally tried to walk up on me and grab me, but I stayed away from her. And you know, she needs to know I'm allowed to stand right here where I'm at.
Okay.
She told me if I didn't stand over there by that tree, I was going to jail. She called all these guns here and said I was interfering.
What guns?
All you guys have guns and tasers.
Okay.
She called all you guys here and lied to you guys. She said I was interfering.
Okay.
Texas Penal Code 38.15 interference says I have to do something physically to interfere. I have to be in between her and what she's doing. I was on the outside.
Okay.
Turner versus driver and the First Amendment give me the right to film what she's doing.
Okay.
All of you guys, in the course of your duty, I'm allowed to film you guys. It has been ruled over and over by the Supreme Court. I want to file a complaint on her. She violated my First Amendment right and Turner versus driver, and
Okay.
she refused to identify.
Okay.
Very
Would you?
unprofessional.
Are you? You want it?
That guy over there came up in a very calm, cool, and collective way and diffused the situation.
Okay.
So I want to compliment that officer. Over
Okay.
there.
I appreciate that.
I definitely want to file a complaint on
Are you
her.
willing to give me your contact information so I can file your complaint?
I'll give you whatever you want. Everybody already knows who I am.
I have no idea who you are, my friend.
By law, I don't have to give you my name to file a complaint. I can file it anonymously.
You can, but if you'd like to have any contact afterwards.
No, I just want to file a complaint.
Okay, so you just want the complaint, but you don't want any contact after that. Okay, is everything you've told me just now? Is that all you want to tell me? Because if you're not going to give me a phone number or anything like that to call you, then I'm not going to be able to contact you to get any more. Okay. Okay.
And I want her identified.
Okay. Her name's Officer Brown.
Officer Brown?
Brown.
Does she have a badge number?
She does, but I don't know it off the top of my head. Let me ask you this: are you involved in this investigation at all?
I don't answer questions.
Okay. Well, she doesn't have to identify herself if you're not involved in her investigation.
I'm involved in it when she started threatening me.
Okay. What's your email address?
HARSLUV.
Hang on, slow down for me. HARS.
H8, like the number 8. H8.
H8.
RS.
LUV.
ME7.
ME number 7.
Yeah, it reads out haters love me 7.
Okay.
@gmail.com.
Okay. All right, anything else to add to your complaint, sir?
That's it. She
All right.
refused to identify. She tried to grab me, but I backed up and got away from her. She made me stand over there by the tree when I didn't have to. I was standing right there with that. Well, I was standing in between those two poles, and she backed me all the way to that tree, threatening me.
Okay.
And she refused to identify.
Threatening you with arrest, correct?
Yeah, threatening me with arrest.
Okay.
She got called back up. She said I was interfering, which I was not interference.
Okay.
She clearly does not know what the penal code on interference says, because I didn't interfere. I didn't do anything physically. I didn't come in between her and what she was doing. And the City of Houston versus Hill, the Supreme Court ruled that speech itself cannot be interference.
Okay. Do you have some? I'm just trying to catch up with you here. Do you have some involvement with this other lady who's been pulled over? Is that what you're upset about?
I'm here under the First Amendment. I'm a journalist.
You're a journalist. Okay, so you just typically follow cops?
Film police all the time.
Gotcha. Oh, okay, I understand now. Okay. Is there anything else you need to tell me?
I need her badge number, and I want to file a complaint on her.
Okay.
And y'all will email me the results.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds fantastic. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you.
What was your name and badge number?
My name's Sergeant Wheatley. My badge number is 2497.
Thanks, man.
All right. Appreciate you.
Okay? She's fine.
Okay.
Give me 1 second, I'll get your ID back.
You don't have to take that to a sobriety test, man.
No. He was where he's standing right
Are you
now.
sure she's fine? She had to hold herself up just getting in the car right now.
No, she didn't have.
Oh, you already did a test?
Yeah,
Okay.
he was standing
Gotcha.
right there, close to my car. The other one started coming this way, so
They're surrounding
in the
you.
old past, I said, if you don't, you have to give him a location to stand. If you don't stand, I told him
No,
by
that's
that
perfect.
tree, and he just started arguing with me.
That's
So
perfect.
technically, I can go 10-15 on him for interfering because he would not go where I told him to go multiple times.
That's fine. He is now, though. We're good for now. Well, he did it right.
Does he understand that he has to lawfully go?
Well,
where
let's
I
put
told
it
him to go?
this way. We can sit there and argue with him. He's just going to disagree the entire time.
That's
but
why I
for
wanna
future
place him under arrest.
for future reference, yeah, we can put him in. Okay. All right.
She complied, he didn't.
Okay.
Officer Stacy Brown is a disgrace, and for those of you who make it to the end of the video, I'm going to point out the numerous lies that she told during this police encounter and on her affidavit and her reports. But I need to stop the video right now to point out this lie right now, that she said that Carolina didn't do anything wrong, it was only me. Well, why did she have Carolina arrested months later after this for interference with public duties? Unbelievable, the lies this woman tells.
That's why I just called, because he kept asking for a supervisor. I'm just like, get somebody here, because I was about to go 10-15 on him.
Okay.
Because there was an argument the whole time, and he wouldn't do what I asked. And he was interfering the whole time. Okay. Back, straight back. I'm sorry you had to go through all this. She's fine to drive. I just want to make sure before I put back in the car she's okay. And they just made everything the way they wanted to have to do. And if she's breathing and she's got a drink, I can't put her back in the car without making sure she's okay. And I'm sorry you had to go through this whole thing. And I'm sorry. But the good thing is she's okay. She's going to drive away. She's not in trouble. But
224 stopping.
I just made this whole thing a whole worse situation. I did all that.
David Mary George, King 782.
You are free to leave if you want to sit here and
Step by.
yourself first. You feel free to do so, okay? But just back straight out when you leave because my car is to your right. All right?
DMG K782.
She all set because everything went down.
Yeah.
500.
I got you. Good job.
David Mary George, King 782.
It's not that I won't let you. It's, I mean, if you have probable cause for it, my whole thing right now is just, let's not do something based on just pure emotion right now. You know what I mean? He's already backed up.
Maybe David Mary 6.
Okay. We'll put out an intel bulletin on him, and it'll be a standing order for everybody.
No, you probably won't even give
He
it.
gave me his business card with email and stuff, with his email and stuff like that. He doesn't want to identify himself, but you know.
As soon as I
it's
pulled
fine.
in, they immediately went boom like
I
this.
got you. No, you did it
And
right.
I know in the old past when we
Haven't seen
dealt with
these-
them,
I haven't seen these
we
guys
had to
in a
give them a
while.
location to stand, and the other guys knew to stand in that location because they knew once you give them a location to stand, if they don't comply, that's now interfering.
Yeah.
And he wasn't doing what I asked. Finally, when the backup got here, they had to help people over there. She was fine. She would move where I told her to move. He was the only one that contested the whole time and just kept, coming back at me the whole time. I mean, I had to literally freeze my traffic stop my investigation, deal with him before I could even come back to it. camera. We were from here to probably, this is as close as we got. Right there. Well, I had to stop and I had to get out and I had to walk over to him because he was coming up to my car. He was filming while I was in my car.
While you were in your car?
Yeah. So I got out because I saw her on my left. So I got out, told him to stand by the tree. So that way I had plenty of space to work on, and he just, you can't tell me what to do, blah, blah, blah. And he just kept, he wouldn't move. And he did, I walked towards him, he would back up to get him to that location, to stay there, don't move or you're interfering. And he just kept arguing with me, so I went back to my car and he came right back. Second time, and that's when I said step it up. Because you know, I can't even deal with her because I'm dealing with those two. Again, when I told the lady, she actually walked around the front. She said, "Where do you want me to stand?" And she stood where I wanted. He the whole time kept arguing the whole time.
When did he finally go around the fence?
When y'all showed up. He was on this side of the fence the whole time. Okay. He was in the parking lot right there, in that number 2 parking space right there.
Okay. You want to?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
From my
What?
What? Yeah, your 2 cents.
From my understanding, like it was that we had to tell them the line not to cross the spot.
I did. I told him. I said, "Don't come off that curb."
Because once I told him the line, he's like, "Cool."
But I told him, "Don't come off that curb. Do not come on the pavement."
Okay. All right. Stacy, let's do this.
Let me just confer with the higher. We haven't seen these guys in a while.
But this is the thing.
Hang on.
Hold on, let me make sure. Because I said, "Do not come off of the curb and do not come on the pavement. Stay up there." And he still came down the second time. That's before y'all showed up.
Just to make sure we've got all of our ducks in a row. Let's not do this based on a POP decision tonight. Okay. We'll get an intel product put out on with a standing order from command that these people don't do exactly what you tell them to on first command. They are to be arrested.
And I would love for you to watch my body camera to see exactly what happened.
I believe you.
Because that's exactly what happened tonight.
I 100% believe you. Just let me get a little more firepower behind it before we start going max and forth on these guys for this sort of thing. Okay. Let's walk this one off tonight since it's been confused and we're good for now. Okay. Stop recording. Are you not happy with that?
No. Because I was here by myself when it all went down, and he interfered. I gave him a location. I told him, "You're interfering. If you don't stand right there, stay on the off the curb."
Okay.
And
all right. Then let me do this. Let me do a quick phone call.
Okay.
Okay.
And
keep an eye on him.
You can view my body camera if you need to see.
If he goes to leave, he goes to leave. Okay, we're not going to stop here or anything like that. Let me double check it real quick.
You want to view my body camera?
No, I believe you.
Okay.
I 100% believe you. Okay. Give me 1 second. All right, guys.
I've dealt with these guys, or not these two before, but I've dealt with interference before, and I know you got to tell them where to stand. And I told him to stand right there. Do not come off the curb. And he came out the second time.
But so the thing, we dealt with him all the time when I was on West, just like recently, a couple months ago, and we went through all this about standing here, and he said the thing is like you had to tell him the line, and as soon because I told him, I said, "Hey, don't cross this line," and he was like, "Cool." He's like, "You know what you're talking about. These other officers don't know what you're talking about." I'm not saying you don't, but that was the whole thing, and then the interference.
Well, I would, but I left my phone in the office.
And then
so
they were, and then the big thing that Source was talking about, like the interference.
You got it. No, I don't know any of those numbers.
It's not verbal or.
Let me steal from you real quick. Let me steal from you real quick.
It wasn't verbal.
I got
he
a
was
personal
walking
phone,
towards me.
Is Lieutenant King here
my
tonight?
Investigation.
I haven't seen it.
And I've dealt with him before you even were APD because we had cop watchers.
You ever seen any lieutenants here tonight at all?
10, 15 years ago, we had cop watchers that we dealt with. And we had the same issue back then, that we had to tell them a location where to stand and don't go past it. And I told them, don't go past the curb line right here. They had to stay right there.
Nah, don't worry about it. Okay. So let's just stick with this for tonight. I know you're upset. Okay.
Negative, I'm
Hey, Supervisor.
Yeah, I'll be there in a second.
You need to tell her about prior restraint, too. Okay. She's been shining that light in our camera all night. And she used her spotlight, too, earlier. I forgot to mention that. That's a policy violation.
Prior restraint. Interesting.
So Supervisor Wheatley sure had me fooled. That night I thought he took my complaint and I thought he got on to Stacy Brown. But now that I've watched this body camera footage, I'm realizing that the whole time that they were powwowing and talking, that he almost decided to have me arrested. Very disappointing, and I'm not sure if he ever put my complaint on her filed. So 5 months later in Fort Worth, Texas, I'm recording a traffic stop when these Fort Worth cops see me and they aggressively accost me and grab me and take me into custody for a warrant that Officer Stacy Brown had put out on me from when I recorded her 5 months earlier. What she did is she filled out a false affidavit full of lies and she got a judge to sign off on it, which put a warrant out for my arrest. We will be going over her affidavit and all of her lies here shortly.
Uh-oh. What the heck? What are y'all doing? What's going on? Why are you taking him? Because there's... He's got a warrant for his arrest.
So here's Stacy Brown's affidavit that she wrote up to have me arrested. It is full of lies, but basically the gist of it is she says I walked right up to her car and was menacing over her car, which isn't even illegal even if I did that. But she's claiming that I was within 5 feet of her car and hovering over her car and shining a flashlight into her eyes and distracting her, which is not true. And she also states that Carolina would not comply. And we just watched in the video where she said Carolina didn't do anything wrong and Carolina followed her orders. I'm not going to read all this. You guys can pause it and read it word for word if you. Here is the attorney, Mark Scott, who in my opinion took my money and was going to assist the state in having me put in jail. Here is all of the motions that the state filed in preparation for my sham trial that did not get any resistance or arguments back from Mark Scott. They were stacking the box against me, folks. Feel free to pause and read any of this if you want, but for time purposes, I'm just going to keep rolling. Here's the state's witness list, where they agree that the experts are all the police officers on the scene, and the court would have granted this motion because my lawyer, Mark Scott, wasn't going to argue it or try to. Lastly, we have another motion from the prosecution saying that my lawyer, Mark Scott, has not disclosed any of our witnesses in preparation for trial. And so because of that, they're saying that if we don't answer, that I should have no. And finally, I've had enough, and I hire CJ Grisham because he had just gotten his law license. He immediately files this motion to suppress, letting the prosecution that we are not just going to lay down and take this, we will fight. Here's an email that CJ sent to the prosecutor, and the case was dismissed. We filed a lawsuit and agreed to a settlement for $17,500.
Officer Stacy Brown is a founding member of Arlington PD's DWI unit. But now she's on the other side of the law, indicted for retaliation last month in connection to her husband Alan's criminal case.
At least we can rest that Brooklyn didn't just die in vain.
This, Masera and Amika Ndukwe. They left their dog Brooklyn with Alan last summer to be trained and boarded while they enjoyed a European honeymoon. Alan is the owner of Canine Direction in Arlington, but their honeymoon was cut short when Alan told the couple that Brooklyn had died while in his care. The Ndukwe's took to Facebook and Yelp posting Alan's home information, where he operated some of his business, and warning others about their experience, even offering up that he was married to an Arlington officer.
I can actually arrest you for it.
Stacy Brown then filed a police report against the Ndukwe's, claiming that they published her and her husband's information online to cause harm or the threat of harm to her on account of her service or status as a public servant. Police never pursued the case.
If it didn't happen today, it would have happened sooner or later.
But since the Ndukwe's post, 2 other families who lost a pet in Alan's care came forward. All 3 cases were taken up by the DA's office, which turned into animal cruelty charges. Officer Brown indicted for a felony charge of retaliation for making a false police report in retaliation against the Ndukwe's, who had reported the occurrence of a crime.
Let's hope Officer Stacy Brown never has the opportunity to terrorize the citizens of Texas anymore, and she's never able to violate anybody's civil rights ever again.